everybody. Welcome to the 5-day challenge of how to heal when you are everyone else's healer. I am TT Gore, and I'm so excited that you are joining me. I wanted to do this challenge after spending a lot of time, both personally and professionally, working with women who are constantly pouring into other people. We, by nature, tend to be the nurturers, the fixers, the doers, the advice givers, the one that's answering the questions. And what I have found in doing the work that I do is that a lot of times we don't recognize when we are empty. We don't seem to really have a connection and awareness that our cup has gone dry. And so I say all the time to my clients, to my friends, to my family, listen, an empty cup don't pour nothing, and a broken one can't hold nothing, right? So this challenge is really about getting us back in tune with assessing and understanding ourselves so that we can really begin to do our own healing work and making sure that we are as healthy as possible. Whether you are single or married, whether you are in a partnership or relationship, whether you're a parent or auntie or caregiver, wherever you find yourself, we have relationships that require our energy. And because of that, more times than not, we find ourselves draining our energy and not necessarily filling that back up. And so this challenge over the next 5 days is going to give you lots of different things. We're going to, of course, do some affirmation. We're going to do some deep breathing. We're going to journal prompts because I need you to get in and really get some of these thoughts outside of your mind and answer the questions. There's going to be a worksheet that you can go and you can download. I'm going to give you some music because music makes life better. But just really a song for us to help meditate to and really dig into. There's a food activity because we have to eat every day. And I really want us to be conscious and intentional about what we're feeding our bodies. There's a movement moment because moving our bodies help us to move the energy through our bodies and help us to better connect with our bodies. And then last but not least, you're going to get a video from me. Yay! But that teaching really will kind of dig into the theme around the day. And so we are entering into day one. Day one of how to heal when you are everybody else's healer. But before we begin on day one, I want you to take a moment. Please like, subscribe, do all the things. Please, please, please share this challenge. The reason I've chosen to do the challenge for free is because I want to give access to as many people as possible. I want as many women to be able to access this and kind of dig into themselves as possible. So please share. Please take a moment and like this video. Please subscribe, do all the things. So let's get started. Okay, so day one. Where did my cup run dry? Like, how did it get empty? And then how committed am I to refilling that cup? So when we think about being nurturers and the givers and the healers in our tribe, a lot of times we know that we pour into people, but we don't recognize the signs of when we are empty. So you start finding that your cup is empty. You've got a lot of fatigue going on. There's irritability. You're feeling disconnected from joy. There's like this consistent, ongoing seeking, but I don't feel like I'm fulfilled. There's a lot of times too that we start getting sick. Like our bodies feel like they're sore and ran down and I just can't do no more, right? But a lot of times we ignore these signs. And I used to tell people, Spirit would say, hey, let me heal you. And we as women will be having our eye hanging out, our arm off and limping, talking about, no, I can do it. I got it. And Spirit's just like, listen, I just need you to stay still long enough to let me heal you. And this is that space, right, where we will keep going at the detriment of ourselves because we've learned these kind of mantras around doing, 4 times as much, 4 times as hard. We've learned these ideas around productivity being successful, being needed is validating. And so as we have kind of bought into this mindset, anything that's outside of that tends to make us feel as though we're not accomplished, we're not doing, and it drains us even more, right? Because we're kind of pushing against it like we do, like I call pushing against the cement wall. It's not going anywhere, but we're still putting all that energy in there. And so when we're thinking about our cups and where they are, we have to do this kind of continuous assessment of, do I have anything in this cup of mine? Like, if the cup is empty, what am I drinking from? How is it filling me up? How is it nourishing me? How is it rejuvenating me? And a lot of times we think taking time to fill that cup up is selfish, right? Or we relegate it to very superficial things like going to get our hair done and our nails done, or going to do things that make us feel good on the outside. And that's not to say that self-maintenance doesn't have its space, but we do a lot of self-maintenance, a lot of self-soothing. This is the bottle of wine, the binge watching of the television, going from one book to the next book, which again, we love books. We love television show, and a glass of wine ain't hurt nobody. But when it becomes the only thing that we do without really assessing where we are missing the spaces to actually authentically care for ourselves. And so let me think about, like, one of the things I say to people is, this is not stuff that I'm talking about just because it sounds good in theory. I've lived this thing. I've lived this space in which I have been empty. In fact, recently, I have been going, right? I've been going. It's been one thing after another thing, whether it's been for my organization, whether it's been for work, whether it's been, for the family, I've been going. And I woke up on Wednesday, and Wednesday tends to be my Sabbath day. It's the day that most of the time I'm home by myself. It's the time that I get to have my spiritual practices. It's the time that I pour back into myself. And I typically wake up that morning and I'm ready to go. Like, I'm ready to go and do all the things that I enjoy doing to pour back into myself. I woke up and I had nothing. I was tired. I did not have the capacity to talk to folks. I didn't want to, and as a therapist, that doesn't work, right? I felt empty. And at first, I kind of did the typical, sometimes you lean into old habits. And I was like, oh, Tasha, you got all these things that you need to go do. Like, really, today is not the day to not have the energy. And then I stopped. And I had to listen to myself and say, what do you have? There's nothing that I'm going to give out today that is going to be healthy to anybody else, because I'm not being healthy to myself. And so when we start thinking about why our cups are empty, we also have to think about what things we do that replenish our cups. What things do we do that allow for us to pay attention to when our cups are not working, right? So are you listening to your body when she says she's tired? Are you feeling your body and ignoring the signs? And I'm going to stop here and talk briefly about just different cycles, from hormonal cycles, PCOS, to perimenopause. A woman, from the time that she starts her cycle until we leave here, we're going through some sort of hormonal something, right? And a lot of times our bodies are really telling us, listen, I need you to slow down, or I need you to feed me differently, or I need you to have some more water. It is speaking to us in a way that oftentimes we ignore. We get used to it. I ain't got time. My hip hurts, but I got to keep moving. I've got to go do this because, the kids got to go to school, or I've got to do this for work. And we ignore the signs that we are not healthy. I'm going to stress this again and again. Stop ignoring your cup being empty. It is the reason why anxiety is so high, why depression gets so difficult and so strong, especially when it's not a chemical or a clinical depression. We're talking situational depression. Grief just seems to sit on us, right? We have so many things that we have to navigate that if we do not pay attention to the vessel that we're navigating with, it will shut us down. And so when you're thinking about your cup and what you're feeling in your cup, I want you to really go through these exercises and be mindful. Is it people? Is there certain people I just don't have the capacity for? They draining me. Okay, so what do you need to do to handle those boundaries? We're going to talk about that a little bit later this week. Are you not taking time out? Are we not managing our time in a way that allows for us to manage our energy? Are we constantly looking for some form of validation to make it seem as though we're worthy? Or are we waiting on permission to say no? Those are questions I want you to ask yourself this day while you're taking some time to journal. I need you to drink your water, please, and do your deep breathing. It is always a good time to take care of yourself, because without taking care of yourself, there is no you. Until tomorrow, we're going to get in a little bit deeper and talk about the stories that we tell ourselves. Until next time, I love you.